Bible college, I am still a bit nervous and haven't had any, had some good teaching, got some good people there, good pastor. And haven't had any of them homiletics or hermeneutics or any of the other stuff to tell me how to preach. A preacher in Germany, the first time I ever preached was in Germany, he just said, just get up there and pray, ask the Lord to have you preach, and just turn it loose. And then after that, he began to work with me a little bit and point out a few errors. And every time I preached, he'd come up to me and give me a piece of paper. And it was like a little critique sheet. He'd critique me on what I preached on, what I'd done good, and what I'd done bad. He'd always mention something I'd done good, and it was an encouragement to me. But he'd also point out a few things I might have made a mistake on. And that helped me, I believe, become a better preacher. And so I pray tonight that I'll be able to get some of those things and thoughts together. But I'd like to share tonight, I've never preached before, but I prayed, and I've asked the Lord today to help me to be a blessing to you. Help me to be an encouragement that I might stir your hearts.
Amen.
That you might have a burning desire to do right.
Amen.
Not only everybody out here, but you teenagers too. I can remember, I guess almost 13 years ago, before Pastor Holmes was here, that I sat out there as a teenager almost 13 years ago. And I've seen people come and go, and I see a lot of people out there I recognize. Some I don't. Some of y'all recognize me, some of you don't. But it's just, I'm here, but 20 pounds heavier, but it's still me. But I want to give you a burning desire to do right in your hearts. And there's a lot of things I could have done today. I could have brought a lot of stuff. I could have tried to start a fire to get the fire going. But that'll go away. I can start a fire in your hearts with a little kindling, a little piece of paper, and some matches. It'll burn, but after a while it'll go away. But instead, the Lord's given us this old Bible, this old black bag book, to share and preach the gospel with, so we might start fire in your hearts. And then leave it to the Holy Spirit to keep that fire burning for eternity. Tonight, if you would, take the book, your Bible, and turn to the book of Galatians. The book of Galatians, chapter 5. And I brought two things with me tonight. I knew I'd be nervous. I knew I wouldn't be able to memorize them, so I bought this book so I can read it when I get ready to. And that way I won't have to worry about making a mistake. So y'all just bear with me. Let me get everything together here. But the book of Galatians, I'd like to share some things with you, not only for new Christians, but seasoned Christians as well. You might want to call it growing spiritually or flesh versus spirit. In Galatians chapter 5, we'll begin reading verse 16. It says, "This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, that you cannot do the things that you would." And that's a constant battle that we have as Christians, is wrestling against the flesh as far as the Spirit. Now, before we go on, I'd like to have a word of prayer. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, is go to church. Not only go to church, but go to church faithfully. Now, I spoke about preaching on flesh versus spirit, and I was reading in a book we have in my Christian outreach class, and it spoke of this old missionary to the Indians. And he was talking to this old chief, and he was really having a rough time. He was really struggling. And the old missionary said, "What's wrong, chief?" And the old chief said, "We got a problem." The missionary said, "What is it?" He said, "I feel like we got two dogs inside my chest fighting." He said, "One black dog, one white dog." And the preacher said, "What are they fighting about?" And then he said, "Well, the black dog, he wants to do wrong, he wants to do evil." He said, "Well, what about the white dog?" He said, "Well, he wants to do right. He's spiritual, it's a spirit, he wants to do right." And the old preacher said, "Well, who usually wins?" And the old lady said, "Whoever I say sick him to." Amen. And that's true. On what are we going to be able to sick him to the right person? We need to get involved, we need to get in church, we need to be faithful. I'm going to run off some scriptures and read some, and you can keep up with me. I'll probably be too nervous going too fast for you to try to turn with me, so just listen. But go to other things. And I begin to want to do right. But before we can ever do that, we have to realize we have to give of ourselves. I believe once we begin to realize what we have to give, there's not a person sitting here tonight that doesn't have some kind of talent. And my pastor used to tease me in Germany all the time. He used to call me son all the time. He kind of took me in as his own. He said, "Son," he said, "you don't worry, you're going to do fine. When you go on your deputation, you just bring your family. Let your wife sing, keep your mouth shut, they'll raise your support," and stuff like that. But he just teased me. He said, "No," I said, "I'm just kidding." He said, "You keep working. You're going to be a good preacher one day. Lord's going to use it. But you remember when you get in that pulpit that you're not up there to share something. You're up there because you've asked the Lord to speak through you, to share something with them that the Lord had you to share. Something that's on your heart, not on yourself. You can't open that Bible, get there and preach on your own. So you'll just be a flop. You'll never do it. So you remember, let the Lord speak through you. Let the Lord lead you, guide you in what you say and what you do. And that's why I guess it's been easy. I guess I'd be scared to death to try to do it myself anyway. But remember, I believe we can honor God easiest and most of all is by giving of ourselves. And let me close here, but I believe we start off the new year as being new creatures, something different. I'm not saying because we're saved. Just be different. Be somebody different this new year. And do more for the Lord in 1989. 1990, we've done in 1989. Let's make this New Year's promise to God and ourselves to give of self and be better Christians. How about have a better testimony? Be better soul winners. If we're not soul winners, ask the Lord to help us to be soul winners. Be better Sunday school teachers. Be better church members. Be faithful. Be encouraged your pastor. Nothing more than be encouraging Pastor Combs is you to be faithful. I mean, when they excite him anymore when he comes talking about those pens, does not have enough on hand, have to order more because everyone's so faithful that everyone in church who's on the roll has got a pen because they're here every Sunday. I believe he'd run up down the aisle, spit, swallow, run around, and don't tell him what he'd do. Probably do cartwheels. But he'd be excited. And the only way how you can be encouraging to your pastor is to be faithful. Be more active and supportive of the church and pastor. Or how about being a prayer warrior? Everybody can pray. And have a vision and burden for the lost. As I said, I'd like to read one more thing and I'll be finished. But have a vision for the lost. I believe we all have a talent here tonight. There's something that we can do. I don't care if it's coming in and just cleaning up in here, cleaning the bathrooms, vacuuming, or just telling the pastor that you love them, so let them know every once in a while. Everyone has something they can do. The title of this poem is You Forgot My Soul. It says, you lived next door to me for years. We shared our dreams, our joys and tears. A friend to me you were indeed, a friend who helped me when in need. My faith in you was strong and sure. We had such trust and should endure. No words between us ever arose. Our friends were alike, and so our foes. What sadness then, my friend, to find that after all, you weren't so kind. The day my life on earth began, I found you weren't a faithful friend. For all those years we spent on earth, you never talked of second birth. You never spoke of my lost soul and the Christ who had made me whole. I'm lost today in eternally, and tell you now my earnest plea. You cannot do a thing for me. No words today, my bonds were free. But do not err, my friend, again. Do all you can for souls of men. Plead with them, now quite earnestly, lest they be cast in hell with me. And the author's unknown. But that's so true. As I challenge the teachers this morning, there's going to be a time when it's too late to be a witness, when it's too late to be a testimony to tell us about Christ. We'll wake up one day and it'll be too late either because maybe we passed on or because that person that we've been meaning to witness to is dead and gone. All those folks I went to high school with and I graduated with, some are still around, some are passed away, suicide, some that just died in automobile accidents. But when you have the opportunity to take it, ask the Lord to help you. And if I can't be anything else, if I don't care if I never amount to be a good preacher, but I'll be excited about the Lord will use me to lead somebody to Christ each and every day. Now before we close, I ask the preacher to come like they ring down. Whenever I close, someone...
In the potter's hands, lift it up.